After some slight technical difficulties, we're back here. Second inning, Pilots leading 3-0. Luke Reynolds lofts one to center field. Runner Owen tagging up. The throw is in time. They'll get him at the plate. And that'll end the inning. A double play sliding catch made out there by Arroyo. Pilots do tally a run. They lead 3-0 here. We're going to step aside. You're listening to the Newark Pilots Radio Network. Returning to the action here, top of the third inning. Pilots have tallied runs in each of the first two innings, lead 3-0 here. Stepping in will be number 9 hitter Britton Arroyo for the Red Wings. He'll look at a first pitch fastball right down Broadway. Strike one from Ryan Wesson. And here's the 0-1 delivery to Arroyo. Swung on, fouled off down the left field line. Quickly 2 strikes on the number 9 hitter here for the Red Wings. Arroyo played his college ball at Oglethorpe University. Hit .308 in his sophomore season. Down 0-2. Here's the delivery from Wesson. Fastball just off the outside corner there. Looked like a good pitch from Ryan Wesson, but it will run the count to 1-2 here. Number 9 spot in the order for Geneva. 1-2 delivery from Wesson. Fouled straight back. Arroyo just gets a piece of that one. We'll do it again at 1-2. Wesson 2 strikeouts here, working in the third inning. Working with a lead, getting some run support. Pitcher's best friend here. 1-2, breaking ball freezes Arroyo on the outside corner. He'll be set down for strike 3. Third punch out of the game for the right-hander Ryan Wesson. Drake Sykes steps in. Right fielder. Grounded back to Ryan Wesson on the first pitch of the game. Sykes out of Knox College. First pitch goes with a breaking ball just off the plate. Good pitch there from Wesson, but misses the mark just slightly. That was the 30th pitch thrown by Wesson. Now this one lined to Jordan Swiss. We'll say it hit the ground right before it went into Swiss's glove. He'll throw on to first, getting Sykes in plenty of time. Another quick out recorded here. 2 outs in the inning. Jacob Lytle will step in. Struck out back in the first inning. Here's the first pitch to Lytle. Wesson's fastball misses below the knees. Count runs to 1-0. Wesson goes into the windup. Here's the pitch. Runs inside on Lytle, missing for ball 2. Wesson has been very efficient so far. Pitch count in the 30s. Very good shape here in the 3rd inning. Here's a 2-0. Swung on, grounded out to shortstop. Greg Hullen gets it on a hop. Throws on to first base, and that will retire the side in order. We'll head to the bottom of the 3rd here at Colburn Park. Newark leading at 3-0. You're listening to the Pilots Radio Network. We'll be back after this. Bottom of the 3rd inning here. Pilots have a 3-0 lead looking to add on. Chase Cockrell leads off. He'll take that first offering from Joe Polanski above the letters for ball 1. Cockrell struck out on a 2-2 pitch back in the 1st inning. So he fouls that one off down the 3rd base line. Evens the count at 1-1. Cockrell, very highly regarded infielder from Hines Community College. The 1-1 delivery runs up and in. No surprises here as Geneva's starter, Joe Polanski, falls behind in the count. Polanski operating out of the stretch. 2-1 pitch, misses upstairs. 3-1 now is the count to Chase Cockrell. Working ahead here, and a leadoff walk for Cockrell. All 3 innings here tonight. Joe Polanski has walked the leadoff hitter. Jordan Swiss will step in. Nobody out. Chase Cockrell is the runner on first base. Polanski checks the runner. Now comes set. First pitch, Donnelly can't handle it and drops right at his feet. Called strike, however. Second baseman Jordan Swiss had a 2 RBI single back in the 1st, getting the Pilots on the board. 3-0 is the lead now as we stand here, bottom of the 3rd. And the 0-1 in the inner half of the plate, called strike 2. Jordan Swiss down in the count. Will have to battle here. Polanski, 4 walks to just 2 strikeouts. Make that 5 walks after the leadoff walk to Cockrell to start this inning. 0-2 delivery, goes with a breaking ball, misses outside. 1-2 the count here to Jordan Swiss. Swiss 1 for 4 on the season. And that one misses in the dirt. Cockrell will take off towards second base, and he'll get there without a throw. 2-2 count here. Even count to Jordan Swiss. No outs here. Chase Cockrell standing on second base after advancing on that pitch in the dirt. Polanski checks him. Now he'll go to the plate. Swung on foul by Jordan Swiss. 2-2 the count here.
We're going to go with team one from now on.
Polanski comes set.
Team one.
2-2 delivery to Swiss. And line right to the second baseman, leaping to make the grab is Max Gione. Swiss will be retired for the first out.
Number 19,
Will Gorman will step in now.
We're going to team one for you tomorrow. I need you to call me in the morning. We need to get on that early because he's going to have to set them all up.
Polanski comes set, one out here. Runner on second is Cockrell. That pitch misses outside. 1-0 the count here. Joe Polanski really struggling to find the strike zone, falling behind almost every Pilot hitter he's faced here tonight. The 1-0 to Will Gorman. This is upstairs. 2-0 is the count. Very powerful hitter from Rochester Tech. This will prompt another mound visit here. Donnelly will go out to have a word with his pitcher.
Just a heads up, it's almost always said OIT. I don't think I've ever heard anyone say Rochester Tech.
Will Gorman, 367 average in the spring. 8 home runs, 52 RBIs. Definitely a guy with middle of the order power. The only Pilot to return from the 2015 team to this point. Pitcher Cameron Hughes is expected later in the summer. Gorman ahead in the count, 2-0. Runner in scoring position here. Cockrell standing on second, 1 out in the bottom of the third. Cockrell is running, and the throw down, and Cockrell is thrown out. Pilots fans can't believe that one. Chris Edmondson walking out to have a word with the field umpire, who's retreating back to his first base position. Eddie going to make the slow walk all the way across the diamond. Cockrell running on the pitch. Throw skipped in. Luke Johnson looked like he might have applied the tag late. Throw definitely did beat Cockrell, but the tag may not have been on time. Edmondson wanting an explanation here. Rarely do you see a runner steal third base with a left-handed hitter up. Cockrell did get a good jump, not the speediest guy. Had just 2 stolen bases in the spring playing for Hines Junior College. Now Chris Edmondson will head back to his spot in the third base coach's box. Didn't put up too much of a protest there. 2 outs in the inning now. Bases are clear. 2-0 count now to Will Gorman, the designated hitter in tonight's ball game. Here's the 2-0 delivery, misses downstairs. That was actually ball 4. Correction there. Will Gorman will take his base. Yet another walk surrendered here by Polanski. I count 6 walks and 1 hit by pitch working in the third inning. Mark Tomosa drew one of those free passes leading off the second. He'll step in here. Pitch misses outside. Count runs to 1-0 on Tomosa. Gorman takes his lead from first. Polanski doesn't check him. Tomosa sends a ground ball out to shortstop. Gionis will throw on to first. Throw pulls Eastman off the bag, and they say the tag is not applied. Tomosa will reach. The throw pulled Eastman up the line. Tomosa called safe at first base. Could have been an inning-ending ground ball that Joe Polanski desperately needed there. Instead, the inning will be prolonged. Throwing error there by Alex Gionis, the shortstop. AC Owen will step in, was hit by a 3-1 pitch in his first at-bat in the second inning. Also scored a run. That fastball right at the knees, first pitch to Owen, called for a strike. Owen won the count here to the catcher for the Pilots. Hasn't recorded an out to this point in the season. Broken bat ground ball, slowly hit. Giannis charges, throws on the run, and Owen will beat it out. Will Gorman rounds third. First baseman Eastman isn't paying attention. Will Gorman will score a run. Alert base running there. Mark Emoze advances to third on the play. Another ball didn't get out of the infield. AC Owen hustles down the line on a weakly hit ground ball to shortstop. Owen will earn an infield single. Run scores. 4-0 is the Newark lead here. Bottom of the third inning. 2 outs. 2 runners on base. Joe Polanski finally gets some weak contact. 2 ground balls to the shortstop. Can't get an out on either one. Very tough for a pitcher that's been struggling with command. Julian Gallup steps in. First pitch sends it foul right back to the backstop. Owen won the count here. Gallup also drew a walk in the second inning. Getting his second look here at Polanski. Timeout called at the plate. Gallup will adjust that elbow protector of his, making sure the bat is adequately pine-tarred. Now he'll step back in. Owen won the count. Polanski checks the runner. Owen at first. Now he'll go to the plate. Swung on, popped up to center field. Arroyo retreating, and he will make the catch. Mile-high fly ball from Julian Gallup. That will retire the side. Pilots strike again, scoring the run, now up 4-0. We're going to step aside here on the Newark Pilots Radio Network. 4th inning coming up after this break.
So he scores.
And we return here at Colburn Park. 4th inning. Pilots hold a 4-0 lead over the Geneva Red Wings. 3rd game of the season here for the Pilots. Took a 2-game road series from the Jamestown Jammers, returning for the home opener. Breaking ball first pitch, swung on and missed by Alex Giannis, number 3 hitter. Looking strikeout back in the 1st inning. Wesson into his motion. Breaking ball, broken back, gets by him on the mound, out to Jordan Swiss at second base. Backhanded play, throws on to first base, and that'll retire Giannis for the first out of the inning.
First baseman, number 13, Matt Eastman.
Matt Eastman will step in now as the only hit of the ball game here for the Red Wings. Right-handed hitter Eastman takes the first pitch from Wesson just a little bit low. Ball 1. And the 1-0. Wesson misses. Good pitch on the outside corner. Wesson frustrated he didn't get the call there. Behind 2-0 to the cleanup hitter, Eastman here for the Red Wings. And that one in the same spot, missing for ball 3. Very close to the plate there. Home plate umpire saying just off, however. 3-0 to Eastman. Likely will be taking this one. Here's the delivery from Wesson. And that misses low and away, ball 4. That one a few inches off the plate, a little bit farther off than the pitches before it. First walk issued by Wesson. 1 out here in the inning. Luke Johnson will step in. Grounded into a fielder's choice back in the second. Also stole a base. Wesson, pickoff attempt to first base. Eastman back in, standing up. Here's the set and the first delivery to Johnson, missing upstairs. 5 consecutive balls here from Ryan Wesson. Cruising along to this point. Needs to regain his composure here. Hopefully he can find that strike zone as well. Pitching with a 4-run lead. Another pickoff attempt. Wesson comes set. Gives the runner a look. Here's the delivery. Missing upstairs again. And that'll prompt a mound visit from catcher A.C. Owen. Having a word with his pitcher here. 6 consecutive balls. And now pitching coach Kevin Smith will join him. Coach Smith joining the Pilots from Mount San Antonio College. Illustrious junior college in Southern California. I'm sure he's telling Wesson, you've got a 4-run lead, just put it over the plate. Telling him to calm down just a bit. Has some margin for error here. Pilots offense doing the job so far tonight. 2 runs in the first and a run in the second and third innings. Taking advantage of 6 walks from Red Wing starter Joe Polanski. Now the Red Wings displaying some patience of their own. 2-0 is the count here. Third baseman Luke Johnson 0 for 1 on the ball game. 1 for 4 on the season. Now the 2-0 from Wesson. Bounces that one. A.C. Owen keeps it in front. Runner Eastman will retreat to first base. 3-0 count here. Another pickoff attempt. Eastman, the first baseman for the Red Wings. Not much of a speed threat, but Wesson paying extra attention to him. And the 3-0, below the knees, ball 4. That one was close. Now 8 consecutive balls. Second straight free pass issued by Wesson. Losing the feel for it a little bit here in the 4th inning. 1 out. Eastman on second, Johnson on first. Max Gione will step in. Hit a sharp line drive to Julian Gallup in right field, but Gallup was able to make the catch. Gione out of Siena. And the first pitch, that one catches the plate there right on the outside corner. Strike 1 to Gione. Wesson checks the runners, giving Eastman a second look. Now goes to the plate. Breaking ball this time, missing upstairs. 1-1 is the count. Now the delivery from Wesson. Swung on, skied into the right center gap. That one is down. Eastman will round third. He will score. Johnson taking a turn. Now the relay throw to the plate. A.C. Owen applies the tag, and Johnson is thrown out. Great relay throw there. Jordan Swiss delivers a strike to A.C. Owen. Tag applied, second out recorded at the plate.
Up next to the Red Wings, the catcher, number 17, Monroe Donovan.
A double there for Gion, scoring 1 run. Good defensive work there on the relay to make sure it was just 1 run that crossed the plate for the Red Wings. 4-1 the score now. Geneva tallies for the first time here. Double from Gion. He stands on second. Monroe Donnelly comes up to the plate. He took a walk back in the second inning. First pitch swinging. That one heading out to right center. Looping fly ball. Center fielder Chris Sharp makes the catch. That'll retire the side. Couple walks and a double from Gion bring across 1 run for Geneva. Pilots still hold a 4-1 lead. We'll step aside here on the Newark Pilots Radio Network.
It's not the
Teresa up here, her computer's gonna die. And I don't know what
Back to the action here. Bottom of the 4th inning. Home opener here at Colburn Park. Couldn't ask for better weather. Sun starting to set. Shadows casting onto the field. Chris Sharp will get his 3rd look. New pitcher on the mound. Left-hander Andy Reid for Geneva. First pitch misses upstairs to Sharp. 1-0. Joe Polanski's day will end after 3 innings. As that 1-0 pitch catches the plate. Inner half to Sharp, evening the count. 6 walks and a hit by pitch. 4 runs scored for the Pilots off of Polanski. And that 1-1 off the plate up. Called for a strike, however. 1-2 now to Sharp. Sharp steps out. Now we'll get back in. Swinging at a 1-2 breaking ball, lofts it out to left field. Wortman settles under it and he'll make the catch. Sharp set down for the first out here in the 4th inning.
Next for the Pilots, the shortstop, number 18, Greg Cullen.
Greg Cullen enters the game. Had a seeing eye single in the first, took a walk in the second.
Yeah, well, if we don't get it, we can just announce it.
Lefty on lefty matchup here. As Andy Reid from Elmira College here in New York will face Cullen. Slow breaking ball. Caught at the knees by Donnelly for strike 1. Reid into his windup. Another off-speed pitch. This one misses way upstairs. 1-1 the count here to Cullen. Cullen 1 for 4 on the year. Hit .305, starting in all but one game for the Niagara Purple Eagles. And that one fouled off. Cullen just gets a piece of it. 1-2 the count now. And here's the pitch from Reed to Cullen. Swung on, lofted to center field, and that one will drop in front of Arroyo. Greg Cullen has the second hit of the ball game here.
Next, the left fielder, number 11.
Luke Reynolds comes on now. 0 for 2. Back in the second inning. Popped out to center field. Britton Arroyo made a sliding catch and threw out ACO and at the plate, inning-ending double play. First pitch from Reed. Called strike there on the outside corner. Another lefty hitting will face the left-handed pitcher Andy Reed. Cullen gets his lead at first. Swung on and missed there from Luke Reynolds. Takes a big hack at that one. We'll have to protect now. Down 0-2 in the count here. Reed comes set. Here's the 0-2 delivery. That one misses outside. Reed looking on. And a pickoff move. Greg Cullen will get back. One and two the count near to the shortstop. And lined into left field. That'll be a base hit here for Luke Reynolds.
So with runners on first and second.
Shortens up his swing there with 2 strikes. And he's able to get a base hit. Chase Cockrell will hit now. 2 runners on here. 1 out in the 4th. Cockrell 0 for 1. Struck out in the first. Took a walk in the third. Facing the left-hander Andy Reed from Elmira. Checks the runner now, goes to the plate, swung on, fouled out of play toward the parking lot. Cockrell a little bit late there. Chase Cockrell 0 for 5 on the year. Looking for that first hit. Swung on, breaking ball, fouled out of play again towards the same area. Cullen on at second, Luke Reynolds at first base. Pilots lead 4-1 here. Bottom of the 4th inning. And the runners will take off. Cockrell swinging, popped up on the infield. Runners will have to retreat. Camping under it is the second baseman, Gion. And he'll make the catch. 2 outs here.
Next for the Pilots.
Hit and run play was on. Both Cullen and Reynolds running on the play, able to make it back before Gion could make the catch. Jordan Swiss got the Pilots on the board. 2 RBI single in the first inning. Flew out to the second baseman, Gion, in his last at bat in the third. First pitch swinging, Swiss fouls it off down the third base line. Andy Reed pumping strikes. Nice change of pace from Joe Polanski. 6 walks in 3 innings pitched. Reed giving a look to Cullen, now going to the plate. Breaking ball misses upstairs. 1-1 the count here on Jordan Swiss. And here's the 1-1 delivery. The changeup in the dirt. Donnelly can't handle it. Greg Cullen will advance to third. Reynolds stays at first. Check swing from Swiss. They say he didn't go. 2-1 the count. Greg Cullen 90 feet closer to scoring here. However, there are 2 outs in the inning. Jordan Swiss 1 for 2. Now Reynolds running on this one. Swiss flies one to right field. Sykes is under it and will make the catch. That'll retire the side. First inning, the Pilots have not gotten on the board. They do still lead 4-1. We'll head to the 5th inning after this break. You're listening to the Newark Pilots Radio Network.
Ivan Workman.
And we return here at Colburn Park, opening night at the Yard. Pilots lead 4-1 here in the 5th. Ryan Wesson, the starter, remains on the hill for the Pilots. Then a little bump in the road back in the 4th, couple walks. Geneva scratched 1 run off of him. As that first pitch breaking ball crosses the plate to Ivan Wortman for strike 1. Fastball and curveball have been working for Wesson. 1-0. Back to the breaking ball there. Misses just off the plate. Some grumblings coming from the Pilots stands. Looked like a good pitch there from Wesson. Just off the plate. Now here's the 1-1. Swung on and missed. Wortman takes a healthy cut at that fastball. We'll have to shorten up here. Down 1-2 in the count. Wesson into his windup. Breaking ball in the dirt, swung on and missed. AC Owen throws down to first base to complete the strikeout. First out in the inning here.
Number 1, Britton Arroyo.
Britton Arroyo will step in now for Geneva. Fourth strikeout recorded from Wesson there as he got Wortman to chase a pitch in the dirt. When you're throwing the fastball as hard as Wesson is, very hard to see the difference when he does throw that breaking ball. First pitch swinging is Arroyo. Right to center fielder Chris Sharp camps under it when we'll make the catch. 2 outs now in the inning.
21, Drake Sykes.
Drake Sykes, starting right fielder for the Red Wings, will step in. 0 for 2 tonight. 2 ground outs. Sykes is a very good hitter. Hit .487 in 33 games for Knox College in the spring.
According to him, it's not working. The sound.
And Sykes sends a hard ground ball off the glove of Jordan Swiss. Trickles into center field. He'll be on with a single there. Jacob Lytle will step in now. 0 for 2 in tonight's game. Runner Sykes is going. Throw down to second base is low. Gets by Jordan Swiss. Luckily, Greg Cullen was backing up the play. 2 outs here in the 5th. Runner now in scoring position. Second stolen base for the Red Wings tonight. And the 1-0 pitch misses downstairs. Running the count to 2-0 on Lytle. Designated hitter tonight for the Red Wings. Wesson checks the runner, now delivers a 2-0 pitch. Swung on, lined into right field. Gallup will come up throwing. Runner holds, throw goes to the plate. Lytle will take second base on the hit. But the runner Sykes will have to hold at third base. Red Wings starting to make some contact here on Ryan Wesson as we move into the later parts of this game. Wesson has thrown 61 pitches. Pitch count in very good shape at this point. But the Red Wings are starting to square them up. They have 2 runners in scoring position now. 2 outs. Alex Gionis at the plate. Breaking ball. Sharply hit into right field. Gallup fields it on one hop. Sykes will score. But Lytle will be held up at third base. Another run in here for the Red Wings. 4-2 is the score after the RBI single from Gionis. Matt Eastman steps in. Only hitter Wesson has not retired. Had a single in the first inning and a walk in the 4th. Cleanup hitting first baseman here for Geneva. Runners on first and third here. Wesson will need to do some work to get out of this jam. Wesson sets, missing outside with that first pitch fastball. And a pickoff attempt to first base. Gionis back in plenty of time. Wesson comes set. Swing and a miss there from Eastman. Fastball on the inner half of the plate there. Evens the count at 1-1. Red Wings have scored a run in each of the last 2 innings, cutting into this Pilots lead. One and one. Here's the delivery from Wesson. Misses outside. Back pick from Owen down to first base. Gionis dives back to the base. Field now completely covered by shadows as the sun is almost completely fallen behind the trees out beyond the left center field fence. Here's the 1-2 from Wesson. Fouled straight back by Eastman. And we'll do it again at 1-2. 4 strikeouts, 3 walks for Wesson, working here in the 5th inning. Giving up 4 hits. 1-2 count, runner takes off. Eastman fouls it back again. And Gionis will have to go back to first base. Wesson throwing plenty of strikes, primarily working from ahead in the count here tonight. Wesson comes set here. And the 1-2 delivery. Swung on, lofted to center field. Sharp moving back. Finally settling, and he'll make the catch for out number 3. Geneva gets one more. Pilots still hold a 4-2 lead as we head to the bottom of the 5th. We'll step aside here. You're listening to the Newark Pilots Radio Network.
I've already talked with him, he called me, so.
Bottom of the 5th inning, Will Gorman will lead things off for the Pilots. Takes the first pitch there from Andy Reid, misses outside for ball 1. Gorman popped up on the infield in the first inning, took a walk in the third. 1-0 pitch from Reid, misses just off the plate there. Hitters count here for Will Gorman. Trying to get things going without a hit in his second start, as he fouls that one off. Over there near the party deck, out of play. 2-1 now from the slugger from RIT. Reid into the windup, the 2-1 delivery, swung on and missed for Gorman. Big hack at that one. A fan favorite here at Colburn Park. Don't often get players who return for a second year. Pilots fans are lucky to see Will Gorman again this summer. And 2-2 breaking ball, swung on, hit a mile, but foul. Gorman in front of that one. Definitely got the barrel to it. 2-2 is the count here. Leadoff hitter, bottom of the 5th inning. Geneva has started to chip away at the Newark lead. 2-2, swung on and missed. Gorman is set down on strikes to start the inning.
Up next for the Pilots, the third baseman, number 13, Mark Tumosa.
Mark Tomosa, third baseman, steps in. Reached on an error back in the third. Drew a walk in the second. Third baseman from Massachusetts, Lowell. And a looping curveball there from Andy Reid. First pitch of Tomosa called strike. Tomosa is an avid Boston Red Sox fan. 0-1 pitch goes back to the curveball. This time misses outside. Not quite the same break to that one. Reid wasting no time back on top of the hill. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Tomosa grounds it up the middle. Shortstop Gionis gets it. Throws on to first. Tomosa beats it out. Sliding stop there from Alex Gionis at short. But the speedy Tomosa beats it out. AC Owen Due up now. Was hit by a pitch. Had an RBI infield single. Crazy play. Grounded it to shortstop Alex Giannis. Throw on to first. The Red Wings thought they had Owen out as he takes the first pitch strike there. Will Gorman started at second base on that play. Rounded third and was able to score there on an infield single. Alert base running from Gorman. Credits Owen with an RBI. Pickoff attempt to first base now. Tomosa back in standing up. 0-1 the count here to the starting catcher. And that one misses just outside. 1-1 is the count here.
There you go. Thank you. No, I got to slow down.
Reed comes set. Delivers the 1-1 pitch. Owen skies it to center field. Arroyo retreating. That's over his head. Tomosa will round second. He's getting waved home. Owen coming into third. Tomosa will score. Throw in. Owen slides. RBI triple for AC Owen. Tomosa scores. Pilots lead 5-2 here. AC Owen hits that one a mile over Britton Arroyo's head in center field. Once we saw the numbers of Arroyo, knew that one was going to land. AC Owen really gave that one a ride.
I'm here for the messenger post.
Nice to meet you.
Julian Gallup comes up now. 0 for 1, fly up back in the third. Also drew a walk off of Red Wings starter Joe Polanski. Geneva now has the corners in with AC Owen standing on third base. One out here in the fifth. First pitch to Gallup, breaking ball, swung on, tapped lightly to third base. Johnson throws on, and that will be an out. Now Chris Edmondson has a protest, believing Gallup hit that one off his foot. Julian was slow to get out of the batter's box there, and he's coming back. Coach Edmondson not too happy, trying to get an appeal to the field umpire, and now they will have a conversation. Julian Gallup believes he hit that one off of his foot. Would be the second out here in the fifth. Luke Johnson, the third baseman, was playing in on that play. Ball went right to him. Lately hit. He was playing back. Got to think AC Owen would have taken off there from third. Owen, not the fastest guy in the world, but would have been able to score there. And they are going to rule this off of Julian Gallup's foot. So a foul ball is the ruling. So Julian Gallup will get a second chance here. 0-1 is the count now, after the original call was overruled. Let's see what Gallup can do with this second chance. Right fielder from Niagara. Was 0 for 3 on opening day for the Pilots out in Jamestown. 0-1 here. Reed comes set. Breaking ball, fouled off straight back. Julian Gallup now down in the count 0-2. Trying to follow up that monstrous triple hit by AC Owen. AC Owen absolutely on fire. 2 hits tonight. 2 RBIs as well. Now all the infielders are in for Geneva. The 0-2 pitch swung on and missed by Gallup, and he'll be set down.
Okay, fans, let's make some noise as we go to the top of the order. Center fielder, number 2.
Now Chris Sharp coming up. Took a walk to lead off the game. 0 for 2 other than that. Gallup 2 of 8 on the year, giving him a .250 average. And the first pitch from Reed. Off-speed pitch down in the dirt. Monroe Donnelly keeps it in front of him. Always good to have a reliable backstop like Donnelly. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Off-speed again. This one catches the plate. But when you have a catcher like Donnelly, it's so reliable blocking pitches. Really gives you confidence with a runner on third if you're a pitcher to throw those off-speed pitches. And Reed gets one by Sharp. Strike 2. Leadoff hitter will have to protect. Trying to register his first hit of the ball game. AC Owen stands at third. And here's the 1-2. Sharp way out in front of that one. Swing and a miss. Strikes out for the second time today. Andy Reid will retire the side. Pilots do get one on the board. They lead 5-2 here. We'll head to the 6th inning. You're listening to the Newark Pilots Radio Network. And we're back here at Colburn Park. 6th inning of action. Luke Johnson will lead off against Pilots right-hander Ryan Weston. First pitch misses downstairs. Red Wings have gotten a run off of Weston in the 4th and 5th inning. 5-2 lead. Weston has been working with a lead for just about the entire game here. Luke Johnson drew a walk back in the 4th. Sends a ground ball past the diving reach of shortstop Greg Cullen into left field. That'll be a leadoff single for the Red Wings' third baseman, Luke Johnson.
There you go.
Max Gione will step in. RBI double back in the 4th. Gione plating one of the 2 runs for the Red Wings.
You get a pizza announcement?
Pickoff attempt from Wesson. No action going on in the Pilots bullpen. 71 pitches for Wesson. And that one misses downstairs to Gione. One and 0 is the count here. Number 6 hitter for the Red Wings. 1 for 2 tonight. And here's the delivery. High chopping ground ball. Tomosa charges. Takes a hop off his leg. And they're signaling a fair ball. No, foul ball. Some confusion here. As they're saying this one, it might have gone off of Gione's foot. We saw this in the Pilots half of the inning. Julian Gallup hit one off his foot. Originally ruled a fair ball. Umpires overturned it. And some confusion going on here. coaching staff isn't happy, and they are going to rule it an out. Off the bat, I thought that ball was in play, just a high chopper. Don't think a ball would bounce that high if it went off of someone's foot. So Gion is set down. Luke Johnson advances to second base. Gion never got out of the batter's box. So 1 out here, top of the 6th inning. Monroe Donnelly will step in. Breaking ball smoked. Mark Tomosa makes a leaping grab at third base, saving a run there. What a play from the third baseman, Mark Tomosa. 2 outs in the inning there. A hot smash off the bat of Donnelly. Tomosa makes the grab there. Ivan Wortman, left fielder, will step in. 0 for 2. Struck out in the 5th inning. Getting his third look here at Wesson. Here's the delivery. Misses low and away. Want to know the count here to the left fielder from Geneva.
Probably not.
Wortman played at Ashland. 19 games played. Hit for a .265 average as he takes that one upstairs. 2-0 is the count.
That's Leslie like to say that.
Wesson showing some signs of fatigue here, working in the 6th inning. Right-hander from Northeast Mississippi Community College. And the 2-0 in there at the knees. Called strike 1, 2-1 the count now to Wortman. And timeout called at the plate by Wortman. Wesson taking his time out there on the mound. Two and one. Runner in scoring position here for the Red Wings. They trail by 3. Wesson taking his time. Checking the runner now, going to the plate. Half swing there from Wortman on fastball running up and in. Fouls it off. Just firing the catcher, A.C. Owen. Now 2-2 to Wortman. Victim of the strikeout. Back in the 5th inning. Ryan Wesson, 88 pitches. Here's the 2-2. Breaking ball misses upstairs. Count runs full. Big pitch here for Ryan Wesson. Trying to get out of it here with no damage. Luke Johnson stands out there at second base. Full count. Here's the pitch. Fouled off. Wortman just gets a piece of it there. We'll have another 3-2 pitch coming. Luke Johnson led off the inning with the single. He stands out there at second base. Ivan Wortman 0 for 2 in this ball game tonight. Here's the set from Wesson. And the 3-2 delivery, breaking ball, swinging miss. Strike 3 down in the dirt. A.C. Owen throws on to first to complete the out. And Ryan Wesson sets the Red Wings down. We'll head to the bottom of the 6th. Pilots leading 5-2. We're going to step aside here. Bottom of the 6th coming up. You're listening to the Newark Pilots Radio Network.
That's how many guys.
Bottom of the 6th inning underway here at Colburn Park. Andy Reid, the left-hander, out for his 3rd inning of work for Geneva. Cullen, first pitch swinging, lofts one on the infield. Second baseman Max Gion will charge on to make the catch.
Next for the Pilots, the left fielder.
1 pitch, 1 out. Simple as that for Andy Reid. Luke Reynolds steps in. 2 for 2 tonight. On base all 3 times. Check that. 1 for 3. Looking at the wrong line on my scorecard there. Luke Reynolds. Left-handed hitting left fielder tonight. Making his 3rd start of the season. Takes a strike there. One and 1 is the count. And a breaking ball there from Andy Reid. Catches the plate. Count moves to 1 and 2 on Luke Reynolds. Did not play in the spring. He sends a ground ball out to Gion. Bobbles it at second base. Recovers. Makes a strong throw. And Reynolds thrown out at first base.
Next for the Pilots, the first base.
2nd out of the inning here.
Chase Cockrell.
Chase Cockrell steps in. 0 for 2 tonight. Reached base on a walk back in the 3rd. Popped up to Gion at second base last time. And now Coach Edmondson has some words for the home plate umpire. Been a couple conversations with the men in blue tonight. A couple controversial calls. Neither coach too happy tonight. Cockrell will step in. Trying to get his first hit of the year. 0 for 6 to this point. Trying to heat up his bat. Cockrell, a very good hitter, hit .335 in the spring. Off-speed offering from Andy Reid, misses downstairs. 1-0 is the count to the cleanup hitter for the Pilots. And the 1-0 pitch, off-speed again, and missing the zone again. 2-0 to Chase Cockrell. Soft tossing left-hander Andy Reid delivers the 2-0. Cockrell swings, grounds it to the second baseman Gion, moving to his left. Throw on to first base, and that will retire the side. Pilots still hold a 5-2 lead. 7th inning of play coming up after this. We're going to step aside here on the Newark Pilots Radio Network.
Off for the Red Wings, number 1.
About to get started, 7th inning of play. Newark starter Ryan Weston is still out there. 91 pitches. Giving up 2 runs here. Pitching with a lead 5-2. Pilots ahead here in the home opener. And the first pitch misses to Britton Arroyo. Arroyo 0 for 2 tonight. Struck out looking in third inning. 1-0 offering from Wesson across at the knees called strike. Evening the count here. Center fielder from Oglethorpe University. Arroyo is a sophomore.
We did, but no one went on the field. No one was
And 1-1 breaking ball on the inner half. Real good pitch there from Ryan Wesson called strike 2. Wesson on top of the mound. 1-2 delivery. Breaking ball. Arroyo lofts it out to shortstop. And Greg Cullen makes the catch on that weakly hit ball.
Top of the order, number 21, right fielder, Drake Sykes.
Top of the order now. Drake Sykes comes in. Singled to right field off of Weston back in the 5th inning. 1 for 3 in tonight's game. 3 for 8 on the year. And takes that first pitch downstairs. 1-0 the count to the leadoff hitter. Played at Knox College. 1-0. Sends a one-hopper to Mark Tomosa at third base. Throws on to Cockrell at first. And that is the second out of the inning.
Next, number 2, Jacob Light.
Jacob Lytle will come up with 2 outs here in the 7th.
Is there anybody out there?
Wesson has gotten the first 2 Red Wings out quickly.
I get really frustrated. I don't handle stress well when stuff goes wrong.
And into the windup here. First pitch to Lytle. Breaking ball misses upstairs. Right-hander throwing in the Newark bullpen is Jacob Hendricks. Here's the 1-0 from Wesson. Missing downstairs.
I'm sorry, can you say that again? I got a little cut out at the end.
2-0 the count now. Designated hitter for the Red Wings.
I'm thinking we should probably move it because we got to do the 7th inning stretch. You can't just not do the 7th inning stretch.
Here's the 2-0. Missing upstairs. Wesson could be tiring a bit here. Working into the 7th inning. Longest outing from a Pilot starter this season.
End of 7th, got it.
And the 3-0 comes back with a strike there. Not wanting to issue a free pass to Jacob Lytle.
You do it after the taking up the ball game. We got plenty of time.
Here's the 3-1 from Wesson. Over the plate. Strike 2.
Do it after the song, yeah.
Count now runs full. And the full count pitch here from Ryan Wesson. Strike 3 swinging. Wesson battles back for the strikeout. And he sets the Red Wings down in order in the 7th inning. And we'll head to the 7th inning stretch here at Colburn Park. Pilots leading 5-2. We're going to take a quick break. You're listening to the Newark Pilots Radio Network. And we're back here, 7th inning. Pilots home opener. They hold a 5-2 lead. Second baseman Jordan Swiss will step in to lead off the inning. And he'll send a ground ball out past shortstop. Giannis dives, can't reach it. Leadoff single for Jordan Swiss.
So with a runner on first, that
Second
brings up
knock of the ball
designated
game.
hitter, number 19.
Very aggressive there. Like the first pitch swing from Jordan Swiss, jumping on what he liked from Andy Reid, and he stands at first base now. Will Gorman steps up, 0 for 2, struck out in his first at bat against Reid back in the 5th. Here's the first pitch. Late called strike there. 0-1 is the count. Gorman got a hold of a breaking ball from Reid, right on the barrel, sent it a mile foul. Quick move there from Reid, going with the step off. Gorman's due for a base hit here. 0 for 6 to start the season. Coming off of a 367 spring for RIT. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Gorman waits on an off-speed pitch. Falls down in the dirt. Count evens up at 1-1 here. Designated hitter Will Gorman trying to add on to this 5-2 Newark Pilots lead. Reid picks off again, paying extra attention to Jordan Swiss over there at first base. 2 hits on the ball game for Swiss. Got the scoring started in the first inning. Drove home 2 runs with a single. Pirates tallied 1 run in the second, third, and 5th innings, giving them 5 total on 8 hits. 1-1 delivery to Gorman. Little looper into left field. Sliding is the left fielder Wortman. Can't make the catch. And Gorman is on at first base.
So with 2 on, that brings up our third baseman, number 13.
And that'll be scored a hit.
Emoze.
So Will Gorman didn't smoke it, but gets his first base hit of the season there. Pilots have 2 runners on now. Mark Tomosa coming up to the plate.
Is there a closer number for the attendance guest? We've already given this guy something today.
Tomosa hit a single in the 5th. Reached base 3 times, a walk, an error, and a single. Pilots in business here. Swiss on second, Gorman at first. No outs here in the 7th. Andy Reid calling for his catcher Donnelly to come out there to the mound. And they'll have a little bit of a conversation on how they want to approach Mark Tomosa. Third baseman from UMass Lowell making his second start. 2 for 7 on the year.
I wouldn't argue with him. Because some places, it's their home, so they might want to say they.
Pilots have led the whole way here.
Don't read the number, just say
And the first pitch from Reid misses upstairs. Tomosa takes it for ball 1. Want to know the count now. Here's the delivery from Reid. Ground ball to the third baseman Johnson. Steps on the bag. Throws across. And that will be a double play.
Next to the Pilots, the catcher, number 5.
Weakly hit ground ball to Johnson. Had to retreat to third base. Stepped on the bag, made a strong throw to just get Tomosa there at first. Jacob Hendricks continues to loosen in the Pilots bullpen. Will likely be coming on to pitch the 8th inning. Now AC Owen steps in. And he lofts one foul. Johnson pursuing a lot of foul territory. Johnson slides, can't quite make the catch. Over near the Secor Lumber party deck. A lot of foul ground over there on the third base side. ACO an RBI triple to deep center field back in the 5th inning. Also had an RBI single in the 3rd. Owen has reached base every single time he's come to the plate in the first 2 starts for the Pilots. Takes that one just off the plate. 1-1 now the count to the Pilots catcher.
So just want to verify that there's somebody over there that's going to let the kids on the field so we can do.
Owen doesn't have the most typical build for a catcher. 6'3", 160 pounds. Check swing there, called strike. And the pitch on the inner half to AC Owen.
They're there. Say it. Say it.
1-2. Owen will have to protect 2 outs. Runner out there at second base. That's Will Gorman. Running on the pitch. Owen slaps one into left field. Gorman rounds third. He will score. 6-2 Pilots. Throw into second base. Goes over the head of Gion. Owen will take a big round of second base, but will stop there. Perfectly executed hit and run play. Gorman running on the pitch. Forced third baseman Luke Johnson to cover the bag. And Owen hit the ball right to the spot that Johnson vacated. RBI single there. AC Owen having a day, 3 for 3. 3 RBIs on the ball game. And that'll bring up Julian Gallup here. 2 outs. AC Owen now stands on at second base. Second run the Pilots have scored off of left-hander Andy Reid. As that first pitch breaking ball catches the outside corner there for a strike to Gallup. Reid came on in relief of starter Joe Polanski, who made it just 3 innings, giving up 4 runs. And Gallup sends a little looper into center field, goes off the glove of Gion, the second baseman. AC Owen rounds third, he will score. Throw gets by the catcher Donnelly. Gallup into second, taking a big turn. He'll stop there. Another run across for the Pilots. That'll be an error on the second baseman Gion. Chris Sharp steps in now. 2 errors actually credited on that play. Head coach Sam Quinn Loeb will take a trip out to the mound, bringing the entire infield in, trying to regather his team. 2 runs scored there in the inning for the Pilots, now leading 7-2. 4 errors up there on the scoreboard for the Red Wings. Top of the order, Chris Sharp, 0 for 3. 2 strikeouts. Julian Gallup, the runner on second. First pitch strike to Chris Sharp. Breaking ball right at the letters. Pilots holding a comfortable lead now. 7-2 is the mark. 0-1 pitch swung on and missed by Sharp. He's down in the count 0-2. Reid struck him out back in the 5th inning. Reid checks the runner Gallup at second. He's running. 0-2 pitch outside. Donnelly can't make a throw. Julian Gallup has a stolen base there. Chris Edmondson giving his runners the green light with 2 strikes has really paid off for Newark in this inning. Now here's the 1-2 to Sharp. Lofted out towards the gap in left center field. This one's going to be extra bases. 2 hops the wall. Sharp rounding second. The center fielder Arroyo has just now gotten to it. Sharp is going to round third. The relay throw to the plate. And he is tagged out. Chris Edmondson giving Sharp the wave around third, attempting an inside the park home run. And Sharp is thrown out at the plate. Almost the most exciting play in baseball. The Pilots add on to their lead here. We'll head to the 8th inning. You're listening to the Newark Pilots Radio Network.
Off for the Red Wings, the shortstop, number 7.
And we're back.
Alex.
Top of the 8th inning. Pilots tallied 3 times in the bottom of the 7th. Chris Sharp, RBI triple, thrown out, trying to stretch it for an inside the park home run. Pilots have an 8-2 lead. New pitcher is right-hander Jacob Hendricks. Played at Saginaw Valley State, made 10 appearances, 17 innings pitched, 7.94 ERA. Hendricks working out of the stretch. Misses outside with that first pitch. Shortstop Alex Giannis. Big leg kick from Hendricks. 1-0 offering, misses upstairs again. 2-0 is the count now. Red Wings trailing here. And the 2-0 pitch swung on and missed. I'm sure Geneva is happy to see Ryan Wesson out of the game. Final line for Wesson. 7 innings pitched, 2 runs allowed on 5 hits, struck out 6, and walked 3. 2-1 from Hendricks, misses upstairs. 3-1 is the count.
Schools are in your tournament tomorrow.
Hitters count here for Giannis. Had an RBI single back in the 5th inning. That was off of Wesson. And chases that 3-1 pitch upstairs, swing and a miss. Count runs full. Jacob Hendricks making his Newark Pilots debut.
Yes, sir. He's the quarterback.
And swing and a miss on the full count pitch. Giannis chases another one upstairs. And Hendricks retires him for the first out in the inning.
McCall, where are you going to college? David, you play soccer? Really?
Matt Eastman will be the new Geneva hitter. 1 for 2 today, had a single leading off the 2nd inning. Good crowd on hand here at Colburn Park for the Pilots home opener, giving these fans a good show as they lead 8-2 here in the top of the 8th inning. Here's the first pitch from Hendricks. Just off the plate there. 1-0 the count to the first baseman, Matt Eastman. Trying to register his 2nd hit of the ball game here. Here's the 1-0 delivery from Hendricks. Way upstairs. Eastman ducks out of the way. 2-0 the count. Some action going on in the Pilots bullpen. Right-hander throwing down there. And the 2-0 pitch from Hendricks misses upstairs again. 3-0 is the count on Eastman. 2 hitters, 2 3-ball counts here for Jacob Hendricks. And that one misses upstairs. Eastman will draw a free pass.
Off next, third baseman, number 6, Luke Johnson.
Third baseman Luke Johnson will step in. 1 for 2 in tonight's game. Reach base twice. A walk and a single. Coach Kevin Smith trotting out to have a conversation with Hendricks now. Trying to shake off the nerves. Pilots debut here for Jacob Hendricks. Right-hander from Saginaw Valley State.
Waiver.
1 of 5 Saginaw Valley State Cardinals on this Newark Pilots roster. The only other one in the lineup tonight is Jordan Swiss. First pitch from Hendricks to Johnson, misses downstairs. Another ball, make that 5 in a row for Hendricks. Hendricks checks the runner, Eastman, now comes set. 1-0 delivery. This one catches the plate. 1 ball, 1 strike the count now. Luke Johnson out of Bucknell. And the 2-1 grounded out towards Jordan Swiss at second base. Flips it to Cullen. The throw on to first. In time, a double play. Inning ending. Jacob Hendricks gets it done. We'll head to the bottom of the 8th inning here. Newark still holding an 8-2 lead. You're listening to the Pilots Radio Network. We'll be back after this short break.
Tonight's
And we're back here, bottom of the 8th inning. Newark holding an 8-2 lead over their Wayne County rivals, Geneva Red Wings. Greg Cullen steps in. First pitch fouls it straight back. New pitcher is left-hander Mike Korchak from Bucknell, hometown of Binghamton, New York. Korchak is a sophomore. 0-1 delivery to Cullen. Hit hard to center field. Arroyo chasing, gets over his head. Cullen rounds first. Arroyo corrals it quickly, and Greg Cullen will stop at second. There's a leadoff double. Third hit of the ball game for Cullen.
Brings up our left fielder, number 11, Luke Reynolds.
Luke Reynolds steps in. 1 for 4 tonight. 5th time around the lineup already here for the Pilots. Did the same thing last night in Jamestown. Early season high for the Pilots, 8 runs tonight. And Reynolds, first pitch swinging, fouls it off out of play. Lefty on lefty matchup as Reynolds gets his first look at Korchak. 6'3", 190-pound left-hander. The 0-1. Fastball misses just outside. Evens the count here. Runner in scoring position, Greg Cullen standing out there on second base after he gave that ball a ride to center field for a leadoff double. Korchak's next offering misses downstairs to Reynolds. 2-1 the count now. Reynolds did not play in 2016. Hit .295 for Mississippi State in 2015, however. 3-1 now the count. As that next offering from Korchak misses. Hitters count here for Reynolds. known to take some big hacks. Expect he'll take one here. He doesn't. That one misses downstairs. Ball 4. 7th walk issued by Geneva.
That brings up the first baseman, number
6 of them by their starter, Joe Polanski. Andy Reid worked 3 innings of relief. Surrendered 4 runs. 3 in the bottom of the 7th, thanks to a couple of errors. Chase Cockrell will step in. 0 for 3 tonight, drew a walk back in the 3rd. Takes first pitch down the middle, strike 1 from Korchak. Cockrell and Julian Gallup, the only pilots yet to record a hit in tonight's game. 0-1 bounces, Donnelly blocks it. Greg Cullen got out there pretty far off his second base, but he'll retreat. 1-1 the count here to Cockrell. Korchak comes set. Here's the 1-1 delivery. Misses upstairs. Cullen at second. Luke Reynolds on at first. Right-hander DJ Mendenhall getting loose in the pilot's pen. Cockrell swinging. Hard shot down the first baseline. Just foul. Ball rolled into the corner. Would have been extra bases if it stayed fair. Very close there down the line. I saw some arms go up in the Pilots' bullpen signaling the ball was fair.
I was going to say the oldest pitcher no hitter was you, Bob.
Yeah, you got it.
2-2 count here to Luke Cockrell. Getting his first look at the reliever from Bucknell, Mike Korchak. No outs here in the inning. 2 runners on for the Pilots. 2-2 delivery. Off-speed pitch misses upstairs. Count runs full to Cockrell. Still trying to get that first hit of the ball game here tonight. Pilots have 12 as a team and have tallied 8 runs. Runners take off here. Cockrell sends a dribbler out to third base. Johnson throws on to first base. Greg Cullen rounds third, slides into home, and he is thrown out. Aggressive on the base pass there. Cullen tries to take the extra base. Thrown out at first.
Jordan Swiss.
The rare 5-3-2 double play turned by Geneva. Greg Cullen getting a little greedy out there on the base pass. Chris Edmondson threw his arms up there, wondering why. Jordan Swiss will step in. 2 hits in tonight's ball game. Had a single back in the 7th off of Andy Reid. 2 outs now. Luke Reynolds stands out at second base. Jordan Swiss takes that 1-0 offering. Above the knees, called strike 1. 1 ball, 1 strike to the second baseman. Korchak comes set. Swiss swinging. Sends it foul towards the Geneva dugout. 1-2 here. 2 outs, bottom of the 8th inning. Luke Reynolds stands out there at second base, lone base runner for the Pilots. And here's the 1-2 from Korchak. Missing upstairs. Swiss thought about it, but was able to hold back there. 2-2 is the count now. Swiss will be forced to protect. Korchak looking out and gets the sign. Now comes set. Here's the 2-2 delivery. Swiss lofts it to right field, charging on his Sykes, and he'll make the catch for the 3rd out here. Pilots are set down without scoring a run. Greg Cullen hit a leadoff double. Pilots couldn't tally there. we'll head to the 9th inning. Last chance here for the Red Wings. We'll step aside here. You're listening to the Newark Pilots Radio Network. Last chance here for Geneva. Top of the 9th inning, trailing 8-2. Home opener here for the Pilots
Leading off for the Red
at
Wings,
Colburn Park.
the second baseman, number 8, Max Gioma.
6th season here for the Pilots in the Perfect Game Collegiate Baseball League. DJ Mendenhall from St. John Fisher. Sophomore right-hander will make his Pilots debut. Right-hander throws sidearm, maybe low 3/4. First offering there to Max Gione, misses outside. Mendenhall is a former Warwick Valley High School Tiger. 2-0 the count now as that one misses inside to Gione. Pilots fans getting their first look here at DJ Mendenhall. And strike one called there. Mendenhall, part of that St. John Fisher team, attended the Division III College World Series. 2-1 the count. Gione sends a two-hopper out to Jordan Swiss. Handles it quickly, throws on to first. And Gione will be retired for the first out here in the 9th.
Up next for the Red Wings, the catcher, number 17, Monroe Donnelly.
Monroe Donnelly, 4th plate appearance. Took a walk in the 2nd. 2 flyouts since then, 0 for 2 on the ball game.
Got a pinch hitter next time.
Donnelly making his first start. And that pitch runs up and in, catches him on the shoulder. Donnelly hops right back up and will run on down to first. That one just got away from Mendenhall there. Geneva has a base runner with 1 out here.
Up next, number 10, Adam Cafaro.
Adam Karafotis will be a pinch hitter. Out of Bard College, he's a freshman, right-handed hitter to face DJ Mendenhall. 1 out here, top of the 9th. Pilots with a comfortable 8-2 lead. Looking to close things out. First pitch here from Mendenhall. Called strike at the letters to Karafotis. Pilots looking to make it 3 straight to start this season. Took 2 from the Jamestown Jammers on the road the last 2 days. A 3-2 victory Wednesday and 7-4 last night.
Yeah, it's Dalton Weeks. Next batter is Dalton Weeks.
And the 0-1, Mendenhall slows it way down. Karafotis ahead of that breaking ball. 0-2 now the count. Karafotis will have to battle here, facing the right-hander DJ Mendenhall. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Goes with that slider again. Karafotis just gets a piece of it. Count remains 0-2. Donnelly takes the spot of Ivan Wortman, 8-hole in the Geneva lineup. Wortman was 0 for 3, struck out in each of his last 2 at-bats. Here's the set from Mendenhall. Checking the runner, and the 0-2 pitch. Swung on and missed into the glove of ACO. Another dazzling breaking ball there from DJ Mendenhall, and he'll get his first strikeout of the summer. Can tell that's going to be a dangerous pitch for DJ Mendenhall. That slider from that low arm slot, very tough for a right-handed hitter to pick up.
Yeah. 21's the usual guy.
And another pinch hitter here, number 18, Dalton Weeks, steps in. Played at Cal Poly, native of Riverside, California. And that one runs inside. Mendenhall hits another one, getting the pinch hitter Dalton Weeks. Now Drake Sykes will step in, back to the top of the order. 2 runners on here. Donnelly stands at second. Weeks now on at first. Red Wings down to their last out. Drake Sykes will step in for the 5th time, 1 for 4. 3 ground outs, had a single back in the 5th inning. Mendenhall looks on for the signs. AC Owen going through the sequence. Here's the set. First delivery to Sykes. Breaking ball downstairs. Good pitch there from Mendenhall, just below the strike zone. Sykes not offering. One and 0 count here. Geneva still down to that last out. The 1-0 delivery. Fastball just off the black there. Looked like another good pitch from DJ Mendenhall. 2-0 to Sykes. Hasn't missed by much on either. And here's the 2-0 from Mendenhall. Lofted, out of play down the first base line. Cockrell chasing, makes the over-the-shoulder catch, and that makes 3 in a row. Pilots are undefeated to start the year. They knock off Geneva 8-2 tonight. Ryan Weston is the winning pitcher. He'll move to 1-0. Joe Polanski gets stuck with the loss for the Red Wings. These teams back in action tomorrow. That game will be played at McDonough Park in Geneva. Game 2 of the series. Feel free to come out. Tune in to the radio broadcast, 7:05 p.m. Pilots score 8 runs on 12 hits, commit 1 error, defeating the Red Wings, who had 2 runs on 5 hits and 4 errors. Impressive stuff for the Pilots. They moved to 3-0 to start the season. My name is Max Gross. I'll be with you tomorrow in Geneva. Tune in. Signing off here on another Newark Pilots win. This game brought to you by Alliance National Bank. Thank you to everyone who listened here on the Newark Pilots Radio Network. Good night.